Okay, good afternoon, Worthington High School juniors. This is my fourth video on linear equations. Okay, I've been talking about it all day. And a lot of this is going to be kind of the same as what you've seen in some of the other videos. So I guess this is from the Department of Redundancy. But linear equations are just not that complex. To make a line requires knowledge of 2 points, or 1 point and the slope, and you can plug into the different linear equation models. So hopefully this is review for you, but creating lines requires either 2 points. Okay, so if I have a coordinate grid over here and I said, hey, I'm thinking of a line. You might say, well, you're crazy, but I get paid to do this. So maybe my first point is at the origin, and my second point is at 1, 3. Well, those 2 points literally form a line. So I can go ahead and I can connect them, and there we go. It's true. 2 points makes a line. The other way you can make a line, kids, is 1 point plus the direction. Okay? And if I said to you, I'm thinking of a point on a map in Minnesota called Worthington, and I'm thinking of a road that goes east and west from Worthington, I hope I-90 would come across your mind. A point with a slope, with a direction, can indicate a road. All right? So, anyways, 1 point plus a direction, I could say I've got a point at 0, -7, right there. And I could say the slope is 1/3, rise 1, run 3. And I've got a second line of points. Okay? So either way, you can get a line graphed, and you can also write its equation. All right, so 3 different ways you can see linear equations written. All right, the first form is slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. What does that form require? Well, if you watch the other videos, you already know this, but the b is the starting point of the function. This is called the y-intercept. When you start a function, your independent variable is equal to 0. So I could say, I've got a function here, and it starts up here at 8. Okay, maybe I've got 8 assignments I've got to do for homework. I hope I don't ever have that teacher. And I'm going ahead and I'm doing them. And from there, it's going down. Let's say I can do 4 an hour. So I can make an equation that y equals, I started 8 assignments, it's going down 4 every hour. And this would essentially be slope-intercept form. This is my starting point. And this would indicate the direction the assignments are going down. They're going down 4 every hour, and we talk about rise and run. Well, I'd be going down 4 in an hour, and I would get a line, and basically after 2 hours I'd be done and ready to, I don't know what, have an ice cream sundae. But that's slope-intercept form. The m would be the slope. That gives you the direction, down 4 over 1. The y-intercept is the starting point of the function. Okay? Now, another equation model that works really well is point-slope form. The difference between point-slope form and slope-intercept form is simply this. The y-intercept is a special point on a function. Okay, and you have to have that for slope-intercept form. Now, I could have done that same problem, and I could have said it differently. I could have said after 1 hour, I've got 4 assignments done. And after 2 hours, they're all done. Now make me an equation for it. And you see, I'm not privy to the y-intercept then. I've got a point and another point. And with that information, if you don't have the y-intercept point, this point-slope form works really great. And the way it writes is y minus the y-coordinate of a given point equals the slope times x minus the x-coordinate of a given point. Okay? All right, so those are 2 forms you see a lot. And the third one is standard form, which is completely different. Standard form does not say we've got one variable that depends on the other. Homework assignments depend on hours. No. This says you're combining items to make some kind of a total. All right? So if this poor kid doing these homework assignments would say to you, wow, I've got 47 total pencils and crayons in my room. I just made that up. All right, well, the pencil doesn't depend on the crayon sitting over the corner, nor does the crayon depend on the pencil. think pencils depend on lead and wood, and crayons maybe wax and whatever makes a crayon. I'm not the art teacher. But standard form simply says blending things together to make a total. So I could have said pencil P plus crayon C equals 47, and that would be standard form. So what you see is a couple of things combining to make some total. Okay? So I could say in my backyard I've got 10 trees and shrubs. And then we could say T plus S equals 10, and you have an idea of my backyard. Okay? And this is the standard form equation. Okay? So those are your three equation forms. Now, you're going to be asked to write equations on the state exam given information from the line. You have to ask yourself, do I know the y-intercept, do I know the starting point, or do I know 2 points on a line somewhere, or do I know 1 point in the slope? That's going to dictate which equation model you would plug into.